Throughout the years, Sonic the Hedgehog's differing character designs have managed to split apart a good number of the fanbase into several pieces. Some liking the classic look, others preferring adventure style, and I actually haven't found anyone praising modern Sonic. People love these iterations of Sonic for varying reasons. Maybe it's for his voice, or the fact that his bones know no boundaries. Seriously, this is just disturbing. Now I know you might be wondering where I'm going with this, and I'm not going to be talking about Sonic's designs themselves, rather I'm going to be explaining why I absolutely do not like very specific Sonic renders. Let's start with one of my personal favorite renders. Some may disagree, and that's fine, but to me this is a perfect blend of simple plus good posing, and I think that's a problem that certain Sonic renders have: posing. See, while this one makes the modern Sonic design look just about perfect, others made for the same game just make me wonder why. Don't get me wrong, I think I understand what they were going for, but the posing for Sonic's body is fine. I have no real issue with it. It's only whenever I look up at the face that things begin to fall apart. For the life of me, I cannot describe just how photoshopped his eyes look. I realize that for some it may be really hard to see, but this in conjunction with the rest of his head just hurts me. Sonic's quills should not be separate from his head. Again, I kinda get what they were going for, but this just looks so not very good. If you don't know what I mean, look at every other part of his head that connects to his quills. You'll notice that all of the visible areas, which to be fair are very few, have a nice flow to them. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, this indent is why Sonic sucks. Alright, well let's bring up a comparison. So back in the adventure days, Sonic games still had lots of promotional art done in 2D, and I really do wish they kept making 2D promo art because just the ones from Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 give a good variety of fun and fluid posing. You have your classic adventure pose, which is still one of my personal favorites, and others like this where he's on a skateboard and being totally radical. And if you've been paying attention, all of these pieces portray Sonic's head and quills in a way that generally just makes sense. I hate to repeat myself, but seriously, they all have much better flows to them than this colors render. To be fair, I imagine it would be much more difficult to screw up Sonic's head, face, and quills in 2D. Okay, let me rephrase that. If you are an official Sonic promo artist, I would like to think it wouldn't be quite as easy to pull off some of this confused design without a lot of complex shading and line work. However, I feel like it wouldn't be much more effort to simply have Sonic's head curve outward into the quills to make them connect better, if that makes any sense. So with that finally out of the way, how about another Sonic render that flat out disturbs me? At first glance, it might not seem too bad. Like, it's a bit simple, but I think it kinda gets the job done, apart from looking like a certain generation's render but in reverse, and with unnecessary detail. What's that, dear viewer? You don't know what I mean? Well, hang on, because you're about to lose faith in humanity for the 12th time today. The first time I saw this render, it really didn't irk me. Then, when I was making an icon utilizing the render, I noticed that he has 5 million visible veins? This is like those images of people with muscles so massive that if they just barely get tensed, you can see their veins sticking out of their skin. Thankfully, it's not nearly as noticeable here, but I am never going to unsee that. Thanks, Sega! The last render I'll be discussing for today is ironically enough a Sonic Adventure render. More specifically, basically all of the SA1 related renders. I'm kind of partial to the original game's renders because, I don't know, man. The weird detailing on Sonic's body and overall shiny appearance is just enough to really make me appreciate the modern renders a bit more. Especially when comparing the renders to the in-game models, you could honestly mistake these two for two different Sonics. Seriously though, why are there so many unnaturally shiny Sonic renders? So what have we learned today? Well, first off, unnecessary detailing is the bane of my existence, and second, why are Sonic's eyes misaligned in this render?